Today is December the 6th, 2014, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and once again, I have been under a criminal trespass for 18 months. And as I was going through my archival record, I see where I had some problems with the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department under Sheriff Prime, and I want to share it with you at this time.
My name is George Boston Rhines in Valdosta, Georgia. I just got a call from a local citizen here in Valdosta, Georgia. I was leaving church service and I was past the airport when I turned around and came back to assist this mother who was very concerned about her son in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail. Today is Sunday, September the 25th, 2011. After going to the desk, I followed and with my sister Virginia, we found out and was told some things. She could not get access to her son. She could not see him. She told me she came out yesterday and that she could not see her son. He was involved in allegedly a fight among 3 other people.
So the question must be asked: did my activism lead to Sheriff Prime putting me under this criminal trespass for 18 months and will not put it in writing that my rights have been restored after 18 months? Is this justification for them not wanting me to go to the Lowndes County High School and possibly some of those kids would talk to me concerning the death of Kendrick Johnson that was found rolled up in a mat in the old gymnasium? Back on point. They're just food for thought.
Some of that nature, she can tell you more about it, but the point that I want to make here is that we were ordered off the property, off of public property. We hadn't caused no disturbance. All we asked for, and I was insisting on, is that she be provided to see her son, or at least tell her that her son was okay. They wouldn't do that. They would tell her nothing. In fact, they got the date wrong in terms of when the incident even happened. So I'm asking you to come by, my beautiful sister. She's right here, and then we're going to ask Virginia. Please state your name and tell us what happened here, short form. Okay, you called me, did you not?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and then tell us what happened.
Okay, my name is Laura Treadwell. I came out on Saturday at 10:30 to see my son. I had a visitation. His name is Richard Antonio Treadwell, and they had said that he was in lockdown. So they called on the intercom to talk to another officer, and he told them that I heard him say that he was in medical. But then they changed the story and said that he was not in medical, that he was in C7 because he had been fighting. So I came. When I went to the store, come back this morning, and another inmate mother come by my house and said I need to come and check on my son because he had been beat up real bad, and in his face, his eyes and everything is all messed up. And I came out, I called Mr. Rhines, and he told me that he'll meet me out to the county jail, and we get out there, and that's when they tell us that they got the dates mixed up, that he was not in no fight Friday. It happened yesterday evening, but I told him this happened Friday night, and then that when she found out that it did happen Friday, and then they tell us, Officer Williams, and so that's when she tell us that I had to call to come back tomorrow. So we go and sit down, and then I called 911 and spoke with some officers there, and they say that someone at the county jail had to come out and speak to us. So
Sergeant Henry came out.
Sergeant Henry came out, and that when he told us to get off of his premises, escorted, so we need to leave his premises.
Along with the same officer.
Along with
officer. You talked to that young lady.
Yeah, Officer Williams.
And they told us to get off the property. I was sitting in the counter and left to write down some notes, and he said it again. To leave the premises. Y'all got to leave the premises. Could you come in just a minute? She was a witness as well. I feel like my constitutional rights been violated. I need to get a lawyer.
I'm Virginia Williams. I'm Richard's auntie. My ultimate concern is his health and his well-being. If he's been jumped on by 2 people and we can't see him, evidently he must be beat up pretty bad for them to act the way they did, to escort us off the property when we're trying to find out about a family member and their well-being. And also, we called Sheriff Prime, but he hasn't returned us a call yet. And also, we called the Chief of Valdosta Police Department.
Chief Simon, I called you.
Chief Simon, and we will get back in touch with the Lowndes County Jail in the morning, 8 o'clock.
Right, we will do it in the morning, first thing in the morning. But I wanted to make this clear. It's approximately, what time? It's less than 2 o'clock, something like that. But the point is that 2:28. I just wanted to get this on clip because
I wanted to get it on clip then so I can have it for you now. Now do you all understand what I have been highlighting? Not only this, as you can see, they ordered me off this public property here. They also ordered me off the property of the Valdosta Airport when I was out recording, and I knew I had a right to do it. I have also been told that I could not record the Social Security building because it was a federal building. I was also told I could not record at Moody Air Force Base, although I was standing on private property. I don't have a problem with that. But for the Sheriff Department to restrict my movement for 18 months just don't make sense. The Justice Department in Atlanta, Eric Holder, the Georgia Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, the Governor, Georgia Attorney General Sam Olens, civil rights organizations across the state of Georgia and the United States are aware of my constitutional rights being denied. I have been unable to go to a Lowndes County football game. May will be 2 years. I have not been able to go to the school wherein I have paid taxes from a Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy Thomas. I recorded the conversation. I recorded what he said to me on the Lowndes County Sheriff Deputy radio, that I would be arrested and I had violated no law. Now, after you all have listened to this, and it almost to close, ask yourself an important question. If our active duty people, and they are serving this nation, and if they go on in a combat zone, if they go in a combat zone, they could be killed defending this nation. Yet they can come to Valdosta and Lowndes County and be stopped and banned and told for no reason at all that you cannot go into City Hall, or you cannot go to the Social Security building, or you cannot go to any property on Valdosta State University, or you cannot go to Valdosta High School, or you cannot go to Georgia Military College, or you cannot go to Wiregrass Technical College, or you cannot go to Kenaloo Golf Course. You get the message? This could happen to anybody. And so, why should I stop on this? Don't you all care enough about your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your neighbor, or your enemy? Don't you care enough about them to ask, how can y'all do that to George Boston Rhines? Because look, it's not just about me. There are many other people that have been put on this criminal trespass, and they didn't even issue me a criminal trespass form as some counties do here in the state of Georgia. So how many of our sons and daughters are now in jail, prison, or on death row because of something that a law enforcement officer said? And it's a shame. From 1994, let me say this, this young lady here just came from the Lowndes County Jail. From 1994 to 2009, I have a record. It was hard to get, but I got it. 31 jail deaths from 94 to 2009. And from 2009 to present, no one knows how many people have died in the jail, because the state of Georgia, under Nathan Deal and others, does not require an accountability, nor the news media, nor any news media in the state of Georgia even care enough to even ask how many. jail deaths. The Valdosta Daily Times been in this community since the 1800s, I believe. And they have not requested or have not received a listing. And if they received it, they haven't published it. How many active duty, retired, disabled veterans have died out there? Because if they don't give you a total, we are sure that some of them was military veterans that have died. But it seems like we don't give a heaven no more. But I'm going to continue, because when I took an oath to defend this country against both foreign and domestic enemies, I took that at heart. And because I'm out of uniform, don't mean I don't care about myself, my mother, my father, my children and loved ones. You may not care about your mama. You may not care about your children and grandchildren. You may not care about the sheriff department pulling them over next month and telling them you're on a criminal trespass and lock their behind up in jail. You may not care about your child. That's right. But I care about your children. And this is why I have produced over 5,000 videos and have received almost 700,000 views. Canada, Germany, and around the world. You may not care about what I'm reporting here, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who care, and there are a lot of them who appreciate it. They may not support me. They may not support me. They may damn my name and my image. They may damn me. But there's one thing about it. According to St. John 8:32, Jesus said, "And ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free." Excuse me for the passion. Now back on point.
To be fresh on people's minds. And the only reason I got involved, I shouldn't even be here. I was going out to have a Sunday dinner out there with a group of people just from my church, where I was going to have, after church, just going out there to have a nice sit down, when I got a call from this mother in the United States of America, in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia, and told that she does not have a right to see her son or to know if he's okay. When first they told her that she had to come back, but then what happened is that she got word he had been beat up, and then she was...
You see how they restrict us? They would not even allow her to even find out in what condition her son was in. Y'all better wake up. Now look, this is the Ghetto Free Press. When people go to the Valdosta Daily Times or these local TV stations in South Georgia to report their stories, they turn thumbs down on them. The 14-year-old girl at Pine Grove Middle School who was handcuffed, hog-tied, face down on the floor, the Sheriff Deputy Atkins wrote it up in his report that the young girl struck an educator. The people that she supposedly struck gave statement to the mother and father that they never hit them in any form or fashion. And she was attacked by 2 or 3 girls. She was not the aggressor, she was the victim. Yet she went before Judge Ellaby, and you can hear her story right here. Just Google the 14-year-old girl. I'm trying to close this out. Y'all excuse me, but I'm pregnant. I'm trying to give birth to new ideas in your head, and this is why I do what I'm doing, because you have a right to know. That 14-year-old girl mother gave packages in brown envelopes to Channel 6, Channel 27, and Channel 10, and to the Valdosta Daily Times, and asked them to report her story. And do you not know that been well over a year ago? And do you not know they never reported her story? So that means the mother, the father, the sisters and brothers in this community who have students going at Pine Grove Middle School with the same thing could happen to their children. But guess what? They don't know nothing what's going on, because we don't have a free press here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, and in other parts of the state of Georgia. And it's sad. But then again, who cares? All we want to do is get to heaven and sit around the throne with Muhammad and Allah and Jehovah and all that stuff. We don't care nothing about all of this kind of stuff until we get to heaven. And then God going to take care of all of it. And we don't have to do nothing. We just sit back and make a prisoner out of God, make a slave out of God. And God going to do everything for us. We don't even have to do nothing. And how silly can we be? Wake up, people.
So she came back out here today, and she still can't see her son. Tell them they got to wait till tomorrow. Well, this is a mother. This is a concerned parent. They say we're not concerned about our children. This is a mother that's concerned. tell your last word what you think about tomorrow. What we're going to do tomorrow.
Yes, I will be back out here to see about my son because I do love him. And he does need someone to back him up, and I am here to back him up.
Thank you very much. kvci.blogspot.com. George, Boston Rhymes, and Valdosta doing what we're doing on YouTube, Boston G.B.R. We do this, and by the way, one other thing. I wanted to be known that I called Lee Touchton, the president of the Valdosta Lowndes County branch of the NAACP. I also made attempts to call Reverend Floyd Rowe, who's the president of the SCLC. We also know that we have had 30 deaths in the Valdosta Lowndes County Jail since 1994 to 2005. Now we understand that we are not given access to how many deaths have occurred in the jail. So in one way, I understand this mother's point of view. She want to make sure that her son don't be 31st. Get it? 31. And nobody want to talk about it. There are no investigations about it. Ain't nobody talking about it. KVCI, Brother Ryan, doing what I do because I care about somebody outside of myself. Bye-bye, we gone.